Hey, we are making a quick lime curd today. 4 ingredients. All you need is some fresh limes, lime juice, about 3/4 of a cup, 1 cup of sugar, I'm using raw sugar, 2 eggs, and 1/4 cup of butter, which I have over here, which I've just weighed because it weighs about 57, 59 grams. So let's start. We are just going to pop the butter into the bowl, in with the sugar, and then the lime juice. So last time I did this I used about 4 limes, so I'm just going to use 4 limes again. Now it does call for some zest as well. I might skip that this time. Last time I could sort of feel them, and I'm a bit of a texture person, so might skip that today. Maybe 3 limes, because these 2 are pretty big. Oh, these smell amazing. I'm thinking that's heaps. Okay, so what we're going to do now is you put it on a double boiler. So keep your eggs aside and let's take it over to the stove and put it on the double boiler until all of this melts together, and then we're going to add the beaten eggs to thicken it. Okay, so we have our stove on, not too high, bit of water in there, and we're going to pop this over the top and let it start melting. Obviously, as it heats up, your bowl's going to get hot. Don't burn yourself. All right, the eggs. Now you want to beat these really well. You don't want little bits of egg in there as it melts. You want to keep an eye on it. Once the batter starts melting, start stirring. Use a clean fork or spoon, whatever you like. Don't put the eggy one in there because it will cook the egg. There's a particular way to add the eggs to it to make it thicken without cooking. They call it tempering, which just means you need to sort of do it really, really gradually, warm the eggs up before you add it in. Otherwise you're going to end up with scrambled eggs. And that is not what we're doing. Obviously, if you have a proper double boiler, which is like 2 saucepans that fit in together perfectly, by all means use them. I'm using this sort of Pyrex dish, which is fine to be heated up. It's going to take a little time. Be patient. Okay, we are almost there. Feeling around. Graininess is gone. Excellent. Okay, so tempering the eggs. So this is where we're just going to add a little bit of this hot liquid to the eggs really slowly to sort of bring the eggs to a more stable room temperature. My eggs have come out of the fridge. They've been out for a little bit. But basically you're just going to take a little bit of the liquid and add it in whilst you're stirring. Now, I am not a chef by any means, so, you know, I might be doing this wrong, but meh, it's worked for me, and it's turned out absolutely divine. So, yeah, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, and if it helps you, awesome. Okay, a couple of tablespoons in there. Now what we're going to do, make sure this is fairly low, so you don't want this boiling. Okay, this is the bit where you're just going to do this really slowly. You want the tiniest little drizzle. Oh, that was probably even too much. This is where you have to be super patient. You do not want to cook your egg. The egg is used to thicken. If you add too much, just stir, 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 and stop with the egg. I know it feels like it's going to take ages, but it's worth it. So you're just going to keep doing this until all of your egg is gone. Your mixture should be smooth. And there should be no like cooked egg bits in it. At the end, if you feel you might have, you know, the odd little bit in there, then you can always put it through the strainer. I think there's a little bit of egg white there that just got away from me. So I'm going to stop, scoop that out. And keep going. Another option to do is take it off the heat if you feel it's getting a bit hot, or just move it away from the heat. So that's what I'm going to do because I don't want it getting away from me. Handle on this saucepan gets so hot. So I'm just going to move it over here. I think you can still see me. Give it a good stir, take some of the heat out. Let's see if I can move this camera over a little bit for you. Don't want to drop the camera into the fire. So I'm not going to mess with it. Just going to do this over here. So remember, the water underneath is still keeping the bowl warm. It's just not sort of that hot that it's cooking the eggs too quick. And once this is in, then we're just going to move the egg mixture back and it can continue cooking. Okay, welcome back. Here is our curd. It's been on here for about 10-15 minutes. I've been keeping an eye on it, and you can see that it's thickened up beautifully. They say it should coat the back of the spoon, so I don't know if you can see that there, but when you put it in, you can see that it coats the back of the spoon, and it's just got a slightly thicker consistency. It just doesn't, it's still fairly runny, but you'll be able to sort of tell that it's thickened up. Give it a nice little stir. As I said, there might be a few little white bits in there that you want to strain out, but I'm going to turn this off now and get ready to strain it into a clean jar. Okay, here we are. Curd is done. It's still pretty warm, but we are going to put it into this 300ml little jar there, ready to pop it in the fridge. So let's go ahead and carefully tip that in, hopefully without ending up with it all over the bench or all over myself. Okay, looking pretty good. Pretty good. All right. We're about there. All right, so that made probably about 350, 400ml. Okay, there we are. Let that cool down a little bit. We will put the lid on it and pop it in the fridge to set, and then ready to enjoy. So there you have it, a beautiful jar of lime curd, ready to enjoy. Pop it in the fridge and it should set beautifully.